Yeah, morning everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest. Today is Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday, of course, that stands with that reason. Welcome to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Today we are going to have some kind of open mic like we tend to have once in a while. Okay, we'll just sit and just discuss anything that comes to mind that you know is burning. I'll sit and discuss with you. But let's follow the rules. Let's what was I going to say? Let's call from a quiet place. Stick to the 1 minute rule. And sometimes it helps if you don't spend half the time greeting people. Good morning, Jimmy. How are you? Fine. Good morning to the guests in the studio. Fine. This is not school's debate. Just say morning. My name is so and so, and they'll go straight to the point. So you can add value to what you have just said. I have observed the controversy that's going on on this morning's program. Is expected. That's what it's meant to do, to stimulate, to stimulate your mind. Of course, supporters of both sides are having a field day on YouTube. The same would have been said of Twitter, but in recent times, you can criticize me all you like. I don't mind. In all honesty, I'll even respect you. But the moment it has any hint of abuse, I'm going to knock you off. You don't expect me to keep interacting with somebody who abuses me. And since I'm not in the business of abusing anybody back, okay, so I just tend to not knock you off. So let's keep it clean. Can't you disagree? You can disagree with people. You can disagree with them. Sometimes you can even be sarcastic and say, I respectfully disagree. or the very common words, with due respect, But when it comes to things like, and then some of them also, anybody who puts up any infantile post, I have very little time for those that I want to interact with. I'm not being cocky; it's just my rights. Okay, and people need to understand that for those of us who do this job, we are not party supporters. Okay, and we are not always right, though. Let me make that absolutely clear. What we have done, and I said, is to stimulate. We take a position. Sometimes we take opposing positions just to make it interesting. Sometimes Sheriff and I, we can take opposing positions just to make it interesting. Sometimes it's real, opposing position, and you can see the way we argue and laugh over it. That's the way it should be. So we'll be taking your topics, the things you want us to discuss about. I heard some of it this morning. One about this gentleman that was arrested. I remember laughing when I heard somebody say something to the effect that Interpol should have taken the man to his country. I said, well, there's no country called Interpol. The gentleman was arrested, at the behest of the intelligence, the DSS. We are yet to know why specifically he was arrested, and that would be nice to know. He was on his way to Saudi through Egypt when he was arrested with his two wives. I'm sure he was jackpine, lock, stock, and barrel. Okay, so we will. That's where we'll be this morning. And by the way, let me quickly add that tomorrow we are going to have Mr. Moshebi, the lawyer, and he's going to talk about divorce and separation. What are, if you divorce, what are your rights? I think if you divorce, that's over and done with. But if you separate, what's the implication between the two? I stumbled on this program last Saturday and I raised that question, but there was no time for us to flog it properly. So we will do that tomorrow. And on Saturday, I have a baby who just turned 18. Now she can vote. And I just want to know what's going through her mind. Because there's a large generation of children who have turned 18. They're no longer children. They've now become 18 since the last election 4 years ago. And it would be nice to know, pick one or two of them. And there's one that will soon be 18. She will join us so we can know what she's looking at. Just to get a feel of their minds and know what's going on. So Saturday, too, should be very, very interesting. Okay, I have a caller now. You know the number 0700 993 993 993. and 014657190. Of course, that's the female number. Supervisor is nearby, so I can't cheat. So morning, everybody. Let's roll. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jimi.
Morning, how are you?
Fine. My name is Steven. I'm calling from Alaska.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what I want you to talk about this morning is what I call organized crime that is going on in Lagos State.
Organized crime?
Yes. These police people, LASMA, and some other that moves about in a yellow bus.
Yes.
Small bus. They apprehend people anyhow in Lagos. And once they apprehend you, they will chase you out of your vehicle, take over your vehicle. They will not even allow you to tell them what is in your vehicle. The next thing they will tell you, go to Oshodi. When you go to Oshodi, immediately you step at the Oshodi gate, you see one policeman who asks you what's the problem. You take the time to explain. I was doing this, blah, blah, blah. And you tell you, okay, no problem. I have somebody that will help you. He give you somebody's number. When inside the Oshodi there, the task force office, the person will tell you he's a lawyer and we're going to help you. What did you do? Tell me exactly what you do. You tell them that you reverse, and they say, like in my case, I drove past one place and I reversed. They say I reversed in the highway. So the woman will say, "We'll help you." He will tell you your money is 60,000, and at the end of the day, he will collect the money, and only they will give you one piece of paper. They will put signature on it. You go to Alausa, you meet another policeman, and you pay money and take your vehicle. So why I quit organized is that the police, the one that claims to be lawyer, the task force, they're very organized from one stage to the other.
Okay, question, please. Don't go. Question.
Yes.
You said when you get to Alausa, do you pay to the policeman, or who do you pay to?
Yes, 1,000 naira. You give them 1,000 naira. Like the day when I paid 1,000 naira. And
okay, wait. Calm down. You paid 60,000.
Yes.
Okay. To who? To the so-called lawyer.
Yes.
And then you now paid 1,000 to who?
To the policeman at Alausa.
For what?
If you don't pay the money, they will once you just show him the paper they signed, they already know their signature. The next thing will tell you 1,000. So
and then what does he give you?
Yeah?
What does he give you?
He gives you your key, your car key.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, I understand. What you see? What you are describing here now is a racket, and I'm not hearing. Thank you. You can nothing more. What you are describing here now is a racket, and I've heard about things like this. Some, even if it results in some kind of scuffle, could be upgraded. And I think that the best we can do is to call on the state government to look into this racket and bust that racket before it gives the government a bad name. It's not the first time I'm hearing of it. You have always had all kinds of rackets. I mean, over time, there was one time it was local government, so-called police, traffic officers, and so on. Officers, and so on and so forth. It's a racket. We will step it up and pass it on to the Commissioner of Information for onward, to whoever is in charge. But my advice to you, which I always say, is to have a dash cam in your car and a body cam on your person. You remember last week I had a gentleman here who was talking about hidden cameras. And I think that the time has come for you to have that. Okay, so what you do, you don't go around bragging that I have a camera though. You let everything play out. And then when it's all nice and you find a responsible officer you can talk to, then you can then begin to show your evidence. There's a lot of racketeering going on. It's not just among the police, the customs, everywhere. The excuse, of course, would be that, there's so much poverty. People are looking for money left, right, and center. But you're not going to take the money from ordinary citizens. And that is why you find that some people like us, some people like me, for example, there are some areas I don't drive to in Lagos. I'd rather take public transport, just to avoid these things. But that's not the real answer. But ultimately, I think a body cam and a dash cam would help in this. You must appreciate the country we are living in and the times we are living in. It's not to say that, do you expect, because I expect something like, do you expect all of us to have body cam? What if I don't have the money? You know, things like that. If you have the money, buy. If you don't have the money, God bless you. It's as simple as that. You must appreciate, we're almost like, Nigeria is almost like in a state of war when it comes to the dangers that you face going out every day. And so, but we'll step it up. We'll allow the government. In any case, we don't even need to bother, because these programs, the programs that we're doing here, they are monitored and they get to hear these things. It would be nice if we would get a response from them. Okay? Right. Meanwhile, I'd like to call attention to this story that is in the Vanguard, and the executive director of the Obafemi Awolowo Foundation, Ambassador Tokunbo Awolowo Dosunmu, has urged Nigerians to ignore the fake news being circulated in her name on the Bola Tinubu Kashim Shettima presidential ticket. Awolowo Dosunmu noted that the fake news being circulated online by some news platforms quoted her as warning Nigerians of a plot to get rid of Tinubu in favor of Shettima if they win the 2023 presidential elections. She says she has absolutely nothing to do with that statement, and I tend to believe her. I'd like to appeal to everybody. Let's stop spreading fake news. Look, getting people to vote for you should be a pleasurable thing, and you should even take delight in proper results, knowing who is doing what. All these spins and whatever, across the board, all the parties are guilty of this. Dropping wrong stories. All the parties, all and their supporters, are guilty of this. Dropping fake stories and so on and so forth. Let's have something decent, for God's sake. So you have it on record. Awolowo Dosunmu, and I don't know why she would make that statement. She's not given to all that. Maybe because she's Awolowo's daughter, people think they can ascribe that to her. But I've seen some things that have been ascribed to either Wole Soyinka or written by somebody in the social media, and you look at it carefully, and you will know that it's very, very unlikely that this would have happened. Yes, I'd like again to repeat what I said this morning. Akeredolu's appeal to allow the Amatekun bear firearms, I think that is absolutely necessary. And I like his argument. If you allow Tompolo and his people who are guarding pipelines to carry firearms, and the firearms, those ones they carry itself, I'm not sure. I saw Asari has rocket launchers and things. I'm sure maybe Tompolo has the same. If they can carry arms, then you might as well let Amatekun, because Amatekun, they're doing a very dangerous job. And they're producing results. You know, they're producing results. So I'd like to those that is why, let me quickly add that you must know who you vote for in your House of Assembly, Senate, and so on and so forth, so they can go forward and do these things and fight on your behalf. Okay? There's also an editorial in The Punch I'd like to call your attention to, and the editorial talks about the governor's political jamboree in London. Wike and co who go to London to have meetings concerning Nigeria. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Then also in Rivers in the past 2 or 3 weeks, there's been a rush of launchings and takeoff and these various ceremonies costing so much money. And we get to hear that pensioners have not been paid. I think Governor Wike needs to be careful. His people are sensitive. They might start getting restless that, look, we don't want to put public funds in, to get all this done, flying here, going to London with this and that, most likely in private jets and, spending so much money in Forex, and Forex that is itself scarce. But the Punch says something here, that there's nothing legally wrong with traveling to London, especially for private persons. And they talk about freedom of movement remains a fundamental right in or out of public office. But they say that on deeper interrogation, however, these are meetings where governors whose states face serious challenges at home are seeking personal benefits post-2023 at public expense. They had nothing to do with their official duties or the welfare of the people. It is embarrassing for a country that is not at war for its leaders to be holding meetings ostentatiously in foreign territories to determine the country's trajectory. They also refer to the statement made by the group that Chief Bolaji Akinyemi belongs to. And they had described the trips as a show of shame. They're a body of 17 retired foreign affairs ministers and diplomats. And they say that they're doing it because of their neo-colonial mentality. I wonder if some of the people who are in power today had been there when the British were here, we probably wouldn't have gotten our independence as we speak now. But let me take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Yes.
I'm calling from Orilegum. Uncle Jimmy, another matter I would like us to look into is this issue of VIS in Lagos State.
Yes.
I want us to know how long will they fine you if your roadworthiness expires, because it's like if it expires today and if you pay before the time, the portal will not open for you. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
And they will tell you have to wait until the day it expires. So if it expires on Monday or Sunday, you must not drive the car on Monday. So there are a lot of things. They are just using it indirectly to make people. You just get an alert that you have been fined. I just paid 40,000.
Thank you.
About that.
All right, thank you. This is what it is. You do not put a car on the road if your particulars are not in order. Period. Now, whether the portal opens before that day is another issue entirely, which we will call the attention of the authorities to. But you don't, under any circumstance, and there are no excuses, you do not put your car, once your particulars are not in order, your car is not roadworthy. It's as simple as that, and it's as clear as daylight. So I've heard people say that you're given a week of grace. I don't know where that is stated in the law. What I know is that internationally, you do not put your car on the road with expired particulars. I honestly don't know. I don't know whether to believe the issue of whether the portal opens a day before or not. But I think that if you have taken the pains to buy a car, the least you can do is to be responsible to make sure that all your papers are in order. I have a call on Skype. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning.
Morning. You have just a minute, please. I'm looking at time here.
Hi, I hope I can. So I want to talk about 2 days ago, there was this report about the Attorney General winning over the steel company, Ajaokuta. I don't know if you are familiar with the story.
No, I'm not.
So, yeah, there's this global steel company, China, India. The Ajaokuta steel company was concession to them, and then later on, it happened that they were just stripping the factory without doing anything according to the agreement. Then later on, they decided to take it over from them. It's a long story.
It's a long story, and I'm not familiar with it. And even if I was, I don't think we can handle that with the kind of time that we have on our hands. Maybe what we could do is send me a mail, put your thoughts forward, send me a mail, and we could compact it and come out with the position ASAP. I got to take a break now. And when we do come back, there's another story here that is quite important that I'd like to call your attention to, so don't go away.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Depend on us for the best in talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, biggest.
Keeping you updated on latest news.
Somebody is saying they own the mint. So the government just go to the mint and print money and then everyone stand on the land. They share it.
Latest developments locally and internationally. From politics to business, sports, and so much more. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. The home home of the best talk.
Then gift BTC's dollars at 390 naira. They cross over and sell it at 502. Who does that?
In Nigeria, the most important election as a youth in Nigeria is the presidential election. That's what we're waiting for.
No, that's a lie, yo. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Make you believe and we plenty. You sef follow enjoy the wonderment of the FIFA World Cup for Qatar with Coca-Cola. Sama any Coca-Cola product wey get white cover, check under the counter. You go see simple code, dial star 8014 star 1 star code hash to join. Make you sef get chance jollificate for free. You fit win a with all expense paid trip to the FIFA World Cup for Qatar. Hey, even 250 million naira gidigba airtime also dey to win. Instanta. Terms and conditions dey sha o. Coca-Cola na the official partner of the FIFA World Cup. Na FCCPC approve this promo.
Current or savings?
Savings. Oga, wetin you dey save? How much interest you collect inside your savings account last year? For dis kind economy, your savings suppose dey work for you now. Na why for rent money you fit earn up to 16% interest per annum on savings and fixed deposit. Na Central Bank of Nigeria dey regulate rent money and na NDIC dey insure them. Visit rentmoney.com. Call 0700 5000 500 or download the app. Na me Mama G dey tell you, everything money, rent money.
What gave you the audacity? I say, what gave you the temerity?
Oga contractor, why all this big grammar today?
No mind this site manager. I tell him, say from now on, he must wait for me to come open all the Lafarge cement bags before them begin work. Him not the year war.
Oga, you self want your better inside the Lafarge Win Better Season 1 promo.
See you. Who not like better thing?
Yes, so Lafarge Win Better Season 1 promo don't land from now till October 2022. When you buy Lafarge cement, check inside the bag for your scratch card. Scratch am, anything you see, now your luck be that. If you see recharge card, top up your airtime instanta. But if you see tear rubber car, keke, TV, generator, industrial fan, DSTV, Go TV, bag of rice, and other better things, call the number on top your scratch card. We go deliver your gift to you sharply. Oh yeah, call your retailer, begin buy Lafarge cement, make you the win the go. See posters for more tori. Terms and conditions apply, sha.
Lafarge, building progress for people and for we planet.
Football's biggest season is here, and DSTV is the stadium with all the action. Enjoy every single match from the FIFA World Cup, the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, the UEFA Europa League, and the UEFA Champions League. That's all the stars from around the world in every competition that matters. Get DSTV HD decoder, dish plus 1 month compact subscription now for 12,000 naira only, and be part of sports' biggest stadium. Only on DSTV. T's and C's apply.
Good life magic. Mama magic. Mama magic. Good life magic. Yummy, yummy magic. My friend, vitamins is good for my body. Glucose keeps me active and my mommy worry-free. Mama magic. Mama magic.
Good Life Magic, the nourishing fruit drink enriched with vitamin C and glucose that keeps him active. Enjoy the magic of good life.
Rolling in 2, lights, camera, sound, action.
It's here. MTN 5G, it's here. The MTN wonder.
The wonder of art. No. This is how your line is supposed to go.
The wonder of MTN 5G has arrived, and it's time for you to be a part of it. All you have to do is pre-order your own 5G router for 50,000 naira only. Visit www.mtn.ng/5G-router. Follow the instructions there and start your 5G life right now.
To secure my future in real estate.
Oh yes, invest in your child today. Give them a head start for the future with the Adron Homes Young Landlord Sales Offer. Enjoy 30% discount on a full plot of land plus a flexible payment plan of up to 24 months when you subscribe. And there's more. As a young landlord, your child gets educational and stationery giveaways such as school bags, study furniture sets, lunch box sets, educational tablets, or a shopping voucher during this sales offer. The Young Landlord Sales Offer is available for all our estates nationwide. For inquiries, call
070-814-70535 or 090-999-55509.
Terms and conditions apply. Adron Homes, making the incredible affordable.
This is an infomercial.
Yeah, you're welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And there's this story, it's a health-related story that I saw in the papers today that I'd like to call your attention to. And it has to do with the dreaded C, cancer. And it says here that a study published yesterday has provided reasons why in recent decades more adults under the age of 50 are developing cancer. Now that is frightening. It says conducted by researchers from Brigham and Women's Hospital, Boston, Massachusetts. The study revealed that early onset diagnosis, those diagnosed before age 50, including, cancers of the breast, the colon, the esophagus, kidney, liver, and pancreas, among others, dramatically increased worldwide beginning around 1990. The professor and physician in the Department of Pathology in Brigham, Suji Ogino, says that from our data we observed something called the birth cohort factor. This shows that each successive group of people born at a later time, example a decade later, have a higher risk of developing cancer later in life, likely due to risk factors they were exposed to at a young age. We found that this risk is increasing with each generation. For instance, people born in 1960 experience higher cancer risk before they turned 50 than people born in 1950. Okay? And we predict that this risk level will continue to climb in successive generations. Anyway, the bulk of this story really is that all of us need to be careful. We need to be careful about our eating habits. We also need to be careful with the things we put in and out of our bodies. What we eat, the creams that we use. Now, with the downfall in the economy, with the economy on a downslide, you find that people, traders, everybody are under pressure. They're selling fake creams. They're mixing all kinds of things. You need to be careful. You need to be very, very careful. If you're not buying, your creams from like a licensed chemist or pharmacist shop, then at least maybe just go and get a local adiagbon, whatever it's called, a coconut, whatever, and use it. Be careful with these creams that are mixed together, especially for those of you who use bleaching creams. We'll be telling you for the umpteenth time the danger of having hydroquinone in your body, how it can affect your kidneys and bring about cancer. The part that we are yet to establish is the danger that telecoms, poses to us. Just this morning, with about 3 Wi-Fis in the house, I was asking myself, lying down, looking at one Wi-Fi in front of me, another one probably in my sitting room. I have all these backups in case light goes, and so on and so forth. I was saying to myself, so as I'm lying down here, these rays are going up and down because my phone was the central point. And I just imagined that if I could if I had some kind of gadget, I probably would be picking up the rays. If you want to know how powerful telephone rays are, don't try it. Don't try it. But if you've ever seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Either a phone near a microwave, or don't even try the one of the gas station. That's why they always tell you to switch off your phone in petrol stations. I just want to call on all of us to be very careful. The last thing you want in Nigeria of today is to have to pay a medical bill. Trust me, it has ruined many people. The test alone has ruined some people. You go for this test, this MRI test, and so on, and test. And hospital these days, when they grab you, they don't let you go in a hurry. I tell you this, there was something that happened about 3-4 years ago. I was telling the story again sometime last week. In an orthopedic hospital, I don't know which of them, a young doctor, a woman sprained her ankle coming out of the bath. And she went to see this orthopedic doctor. Now there's some lab quite well known in Lagos here, who it is rumored always give kickback to referrals. That is to say, if the doctor refers you to go do a test and the test is 100,000, then 40K out of it belongs to the doctor. So I just stumbled on the case. We had this doctor, the man sprained her ankle, and she was told to go to this analytical place. Once I mention where it is, everybody will know who I'm talking about. To go and do an MRI scan for an ankle that was broken in the back. And it was when the woman came back and the doctor wasn't around, or like my Yoruba people would say, wasn't around. Doctor was still around. The doctor wasn't around. That she now he now saw a senior doctor who told him that you are sure you are told to do an MRI scan for a sprained ankle? The rest is history, and they threw the guy out of that hospital. So let's all be very, very careful about our health. It's bad enough. Then I also need to call the attention of the authorities, especially Standards Organization. What are the kinds of what are in the latest round of insecticides? Have you bought one lately? Oh my God! I tried one, very famous one. I tried it. I tried it up in my room, and the whole house, you couldn't get into it for close to about 2 hours. And it was really choking. Fair enough, it probably killed all the mosquitoes, but I can jolly well imagine the damage it would have done to your body. I tried another one. You would have thought I was giving my floor a wet look. All the bed everywhere, it was more or less, rather than have a spray, it was liquid that was coming out, some oily thing. You had to change all the bed sheets, clean all the beds, and of course throw the rest of it out. We'd like Standard Organization to step up their act and make sure that these things we spray and we have around us sometimes can have a damaging effect on our health. So let's all be careful. Let me pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Uncle Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, I can hear you, yes.
This is Dennis calling from Molodia, Papa.
Yes.
Uncle Jimmy, I want to talk about the documentary released by the Tinubu campaign, Tinubu documentary. So I want to really focus on that documentary because I was born in Lagos and I schooled in Lagos. So we all know during that time he was the governor, how he ruled Lagos and how come about the South and the Agbero and everything. So every development in Lagos that we can see now, I can trace it to Fashola and probably little from Mambode.
Yes.
So that is just what I want. But I will not stop giving him credit for raising some prominent men, some individuals. So at least that one I can give him credit for that he raised some big wigs in terms of maybe in Lagos State and Nigeria in general. So that one you can give it to him. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I haven't seen the documentary. I've been too busy. I haven't had time to look at it. And I know that it's a piece of propaganda anyway. But if you heard me early this morning at 7:30, I appeal to the political parties to please put credibility in the forefront of this exercise. I see a lot of hyping, what you call hyping. From all the parties, they're all equally guilty, coming up with hyping and so on and so forth. What you do is you end up embarrassing yourself. In all honesty, ask Yomi Badejo Kosanya for free. He will tell you that what credibility is what sells in the world now. So the parties need to be careful they don't make themselves a laughing stock. I didn't see the video. I heard about it. I saw a lot of the criticisms. But I would also tell you that why do we want to have an argument? Just look at your environment in Lagos now and draw your own conclusion. It's as simple as that. If somebody attributes the fact that I made Lagos what it is, why have an argument? Go in your car or take a cycle and motorbike and drive around the whole of Lagos and then just draw your conclusion. Listen to people's experience, good or bad. But sometimes I find some things, maybe because I'm a professional, and I look and smile and I say to myself, I could do a much better job than what this Tinubu's greatest problem are his supporters. his supporters, all these people in the social media, they don't have an idea of what. Unfortunately, the man himself is too busy to get that part of it together. I hope he does. Before, if I were him, I repeat what I said in the morning, I'd go get a rock solid professional who will tell you. They make it look as if everything about this gentleman is hyping. Not necessarily. He has his attributes. He has his attributes. For example, you can't take away his participation in the struggle to get the military out of the way. For those of us who lived in that era, it was very, very significant. And we can't stop thanking him for that. But laying claim on things that are easily verifiable is a very dangerous game to play. Because you have the social media. The people are a bit more enlightened. They might not be as educated, but they are more enlightened. And therefore, it's not enough to just, especially when I look at some of the infantile things you see in the social media, I just shake my head. Ascribing all kinds of things when it's quite clear. There are some things that are very clear. There's no need to have an argument. But it's not just him. The others too are equally guilty. They are all guilty of this, of trying to hype. Stick to the truth. If there are flaws, accept them. There is nobody that is 100% that you can tick all the boxes. So if there are flaws there, you admit them and, explain them out. I remember the spin about saying, at that time, people were not going to school. At what time? Education was free. So what do you mean people were not going to school? I don't understand these things. I'm not going to be having an argument on anybody over that there were no... up to, and somebody, I think they said in the video something like, education has always been free in Lagos. Indeed, the missionaries did a lot of work. Yes, there were schools that you had to pay, but there were also schools that were free. There were even scholarships. In the case of the Western region, I repeat again, if you had to go to a higher institution, your bursary was automatic. All you had to do was to prove where you were coming from. And if you were an indigene of Lagos State, your scholarship was automatic, even outside the country. A lot of the people you see today with degrees, doctor this, went to Toronto, went to Chicago, went to Atlanta, a lot of them went on Lagos State government scholarship. Ask them. So that is my view on that. But I haven't seen the video. There's too much propaganda to be seen. And it's going to get worse in the coming months. So, but I would say, this is what I would say to the voter, Abi. At the end of the day, is the voter. Just sit back one day, sit back one morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, move to your balcony, the front or the back of your house, and take stock of your environment, take stock of your life, how far your salary carries you, take stock of what your work environment is like and what your house environment is like. In your work, for example, you used to close at 5, they force you to go home at 3. You that you have been avoiding Mama Titi who keeps holding your shirt, that you haven't put your money down. Think of things like that. Transportation, your extra expenses. Think of it all. I'll give you an example. Here I am now. I work in Lagos. I own my own house in Surulere. I work in VI. When the thing got to a head, I had to now take up another place. So me, we be landlord before, I don't become tenant. So, and that is an extra cost. An extra cost. And nobody is going to be paying me housing at my age. No. I'm self-employed. I live on my income. I'm a pensioner. So if I'm going to look at things, for example, I'll be saying to myself, okay, so I live in Lagos. I have my house after struggling to get a house, an apartment in Surulere, and I have to go and rent another house in VI. That's another cost I could jolly well avoid. But circumstances have made it so. Traffic, environment, name it. And it might be like that for a long time. So these are the things that I'm going to be asking myself, okay, so now where I live, we can't run the generator 24/7 because of the cost of diesel, cost of maintenance. These are the things. I look out of my window, I have to run back inside. The environment is horrible. I read the papers every day, look at the kind of stories that... So these are the things that you need to ask yourself as a person. Don't listen to any propaganda that is futuristic or whatever. Look at your immediate environment. Then look at the various candidates or whoever it is. Don't go by what they tell you that they will do. Concentrate on what they have done. I repeat, don't go by what they tell you they will do. Concentrate on what they have done. Concentrate on their background. Do you know that it is important for you to know that how a man grew up will determine how he will behave in public office when, quote and unquote, is successful and you put a whole budget in his hands? It is very likely that a man who stole math set and was a kleptomaniac in school, he might not have outgrown it. You need to look at these things. How credible is this person? Can I take his word for it? I repeat, manifestos are written by appointees. If I want to run for office now, I'll go to the university, get 4 professors, lock them up in the first-class hotel, pay them good money, and they will roll out manifesto. They too will go to the internet, look for the manifesto of one man in Indonesia, one man in whatever. Change all the city names from Bahai to Lagos or to Abuja to whatever. Get some agricultural policy from whatever it is. Put it all together and say, when I get into office, these are the things that I will do. We will be looking at it. No, leave that one. Check what he has done. Because where Nigeria is today, Nigeria cannot move forward if it doesn't take 2 steps backwards. You can't. It's like you want to build a 24-story building on the foundation of a bungalow. So don't let anybody deceive you. Don't. If I were you, I wouldn't bother. Don't let anybody deceive you. Look at these things critically. And it doesn't matter whether the man is from your hometown or not. It doesn't do anything to anybody. It's the elite of your towns that will enjoy. They're all contractors. They'll come convincing you. You know, this is, yes, we who are Ishekiri, all of us must get together. It is our son. It is the elite. It is the elite. You'll still be suffering. Don't fall for that. Do not, I repeat, fall for that ethnic card. It's not going to do you any good. Okay, I look at my age now. I've known people in various offices in my life. What have I gotten as an individual? I've known deputy governors. I've known governors. Who don't I know? We are from the same stock. Okay, what have I gotten? In fact, I've gotten more from people who are not the same whatever with me than from those who are my own, because people from your own area will be in competition with you. My car must be bigger than Jimi's or no. That's what you get. So don't fall for the ethnic card. I beg of you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for ethnic card. Look at the man who can make your life better in the future. And remember, do not raise your stakes too high, because it doesn't depend on the man alone, but it starts from there. The things that are obvious to you, do not make an excuse out of them. Maybe we can manage. It is true that he has this fault somewhere, but maybe we can. Come on. And I also I saw one gentleman, I think it was an APC gentleman, that's a gentleman being critical of his own party. Because party affiliation is one thing. Your life is another. And for the young boys out there, you young cats, don't sacrifice your life for anybody. It's not worth it. Don't get involved in violence. Don't get involved in cyberbullying. Don't forget that if a crisis does come to this country, there are people who will be analyzing who said what. And like somebody said, the internet never forgets. Don't go start abusing people, because which one is your own? His son is not involved. His daughter is not involved. So what is yours? The sons are doing very well, driving the latest cars, doing big business. You're busy howling. 4 years from now, you'll be doing the same thing. So that's my advice for you this morning. So for the gentleman who was asking about the video, leave video matter, I beg. What should concern you are the things that I said. And on that fateful day, you go press your thumb and cast your vote. And within your conscience, you can say to anybody, at least I tried. I believed in this guy. It didn't work out fair enough, but I did what needed to be done. You won't be doing it for money. You won't be doing it for nonsense sentiments. Be selfish. You, the voter, you have to be selfish. Think of yourself and your people. Don't think of other people. Don't say, I'm fighting for this man. No. Fight for yourself. Do you know you can be a member of a political party and not believe in your candidate, and you can easily vote for another person? Nobody will know. And you should be able to stand up to it. I could do such a thing, even though I don't belong to any political party. But all of us, let's make sure that we get all our papers together, PVC and whatever, and we cast that vote in true conscience. 9:51, I will soon leave here. I can take one last caller, but I can't react to what he says. Okay, but let's Hello.
Hello, Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. In all of this we are saying, I don't know why we are not taking into consideration that with the kind of country we are and the kind of constitution we have, that even if you put an angel in that presidency, if all the external factors around will not allow him perform. Because at the end of it, if we are not careful, we are going to rubbish whoever we believe in with the kind of people surrounding him and the kind of the other tiers of government members that will be around him. I don't know how we're going to work around that.
Well, I think when we get to see, like I said, like Yoruba say, when trees fall on top of themselves, you take the one on top first. Okay, so let's even first of all vote in the right person, and then find a way to dislodge all the Jagwajantis people who surround him. That responsibility is that of everybody. Everybody. I hope that in the next dispensation we will have an enhanced civil service. You know, people who can stand up to their own. We need to strengthen them, so that most countries that are developed today are run on autopilot. You know, and they can checkmate the political actors in this drama that we call politics, democracy. Feta, thank you very much. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. And Philip, thank you very much. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. I'll be here tomorrow at 9. Bye.
Information at its peak. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm listening.
Everyday news brief.
The Nigerian Communications Commission has ordered mobile network operators
shaping our present and the future.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those that need to be fired get fired. It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not.